Today, I'm turning a simple thrifted vase into a one-of-a-kind Valentine's piece using dot painting. My name is Cheryl, and I am the dotting chick. When I need a gift or just want something fun for myself, the first place I go to is my local Goodwill because you just never know what kind of treasure you're going to find there. And I found this vase. I really liked it. And so, boop, I quickly bought it. Once I got it home, I cleaned it up really good. There might be areas you'll use an alcohol prep pad to get it really nice and clean, and then wash with soap and water and you're ready to go. I find dot painting so relaxing, almost meditative. So of course I got a candle and I put on some nice music and now I'm ready to go. Here's what we need to start our project. You may need to purchase a few items, but I think you'll find everything is very affordable, including the dotting tools. I did tape off the bottom of my vase with painter's tape. That's totally optional and up to you. Now I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to dot paint. So I'm using a stylus and I'm using Deco Art Americana paint, which is kind of the preferred paint for dot painting. It's the right consistency. So what you want to do is dip it in real deep, put a lot of paint on, just put it down. You don't have to smash it in, and then pick it up, re-dip, and repaint, and that will show you how to make them approximately the same size. Next, I'm going to use a rod to show you how to do that. So they come in different sizes, and with this project, we'll mostly be using rods. They're a little bit different than the styluses. Obviously, they're bigger, and you have to make sure you put them flat to make a round circle. But if you don't, there's a way to fix that. So you're going to shake the paint up real good. Again, I put it in the cap because that seems to be just the right amount. Be sure when you're using the rod that you have the right consistency of your paint and you have enough paint in there. Like, I don't think I have quite enough in that cap right there. If you feel like your paint is too thick and you're ending up with weird pointy dots, you need to use something like Floetrol, which you can get at Home Depot, or Flow Medium. You can get that at a craft store, and that'll help. So you see with the rod, I just gently put it down. Now you'll notice that there's a little goof on that one circle. So what I'm going to do is go back with the stylus and just kind of go around, lay down the paint because we want to make sure that it's nice and flat. And then, I can just cover that up. So there's ways to fix mistakes. Okay, and here we go. Now don't be nervous. Put your music on. Start smelling your candle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 dots. So make sure you have a lot of paint on there. And you know, the first couple might be kind of hard. You want to make sure that you put them nice and flat and match the vase, like I didn't right here. So I had to go back and kind of adjust my angle. So that's why I have the vase upside down. I thought I could just, reach it a little bit better. So you can see that second dot had a lot more paint on and it worked better. So make sure you re-dip each time. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back with the stylus and you're going to smooth them out. The white ones are the most important because they're the base for everything. And we're going to be dotting on top of them. So they need to be nice and smooth and even. Try to make sure the 3 dots do not touch each other. That will make the design better and it'll be easier for you. Now I'm used to making symmetrical designs. I usually do mandala dot painting, but sometimes you just have to go wild and make it freeform. Now some people are good at freeform and some people are better at the patterns and things like that. So it's kind of nice to get out of my comfort zone. So I'm just going to keep on doing these white 3 dots and I'm going to just put them randomly all over. And there's no perfect way to do this. So if you have a perfectionism problem, this might be a little hard, but just try to relax and enjoy yourself. The goal here is to have 3 different sizes of 3 dots. So I've got different size styluses, so I'm going to go down to the blue one and make the 3 dots, and then I'm going to do the purple one. And so that way we have a variety of small, medium, and large dots of the white. And then once you're done with that, you're going to let it dry. Once the white is dry, then we are going to get to the fun part. This is where we start to add color. So we are going to drop down a size a little smaller with the rod, and then we're going to put the lighter purple on. Make sure that there is enough white left, and you want to put the purple dots into the center, but try to keep that space open in the middle there so it's not all touching. Now you see that first one that I did had a little goof up, and so because it's dry, I can take my stylus and kind of smooth it out into a circle. And we're going to go from there, and we're going to do all the dots, all the sizes. So each time you get to the next size smaller dot, use the next size smaller rod, and continue until you have all the lighter purple dots done on the white. Now we're going to drop down another size with the rods and put the darker purple inside. And that will make it look more dimensional, a little more 3D-ish. Doesn't it look great? Now we're going to take some yellow and one of the styluses. And we're just going to pop a little dot on the centers of each of the circles. And we're going to continue that until we're done. What is a flower without foliage? I think we need to continue our dotting theme, and I added 3 dots in different sizes, and I think it looks great. Dry thoroughly. This may take a few days. You'll want to then seal it for durability with whatever product you'd like, but we want the design to stay in place. I really wanted to use a matte finish, but you know what? I just can't resist a gloss. So one tip is do not overspray or you will get drips. So you're better off with 2 light coats than 1 heavy coat. But what if you make a mistake? Well, luckily, Q-tips will be your best friend, as well as wet wipes. So you can also just move the paint around to cover any oopsies that happen. And if you wait for some things to dry a little bit, you can use a stylus just to scrape it off. I do like violets, but you can customize it however you would like. So turn your February chill into the rebirth of spring by turning a thrifted item into a new treasure. It's been a joy painting with you today, and remember, every item deserves a second chance.